The Florida Gators, under new head coach Rhonda Fain, have soared to number 7 in the national rankings. The 12th-ranked LSU Tigers, led by veteran coach D.D. Bro, look to improve their ranking as they continue their run towards a national championship. It's Florida and LSU next. Welcome to the Pete Maravich Assembly Center here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're getting ready for Southeastern Conference Gymnastics. It's the 7th-ranked Florida Gators and the number 12 LSU Fighting Tigers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Chris Marlowe, and welcome to one of the great rivalries in the Southeastern Conference. Florida and LSU, two top 15 teams that have high hopes for the 2003 season. Happy to have working with me Olympic medalist Kathy Johnson-Clark. Let's start with the Gators. They are 10-2. It's a program that seems to be rejuvenated under their new head coach Rhonda Fain.
Chris, this is an entirely different team than we've seen in years past. I spoke to the coach Rhonda Fain to see what the difference is, and she said she came in day one, made it very clear she had high expectations for this team, and she's pushing a lot harder, and they have responded amazingly well. They want to do something in competition. They're tired of settling. She's bringing class to the program, and they're starting to see the results. They're ranked number 1 on the uneven bars, but they're consistent throughout. They have a great core of gymnasts led by Orly Smooch, has been a very consistent all-arounder for them throughout every competition, and will probably be so again today.
Meanwhile, the LSU Tigers off to a great start. They are 6-1, having a good season. Last year, the team was led by 6 seniors. This year, they are young, but despite that, they might be even better.
When I walked up to Coach D.D. Bro, all she did was laugh. She goes, "We are young, Kathy. We have so many freshmen. I'm actually coaching. I'm teaching new skills. So it's a whole different ballgame, but they're talented. So by the year's end, they should really be a great team, and hopefully in the years to come." The way she sees it is they have got to be perfect. The other team has to make a few mistakes, and they can still win. They have a very exciting freshman, though, April Burkholder, talented on all 4 events. Going to be a very fun gymnast to watch in this competition, and if they can surround her with a little support, we're going to have a great competition.
I want good takeoffs, tight legs, and we've got to bone these landings. We've got to come in and stick these bad boys, okay? Let's take charge here, and we won't be trailing. We want to be even, all right? LSU Tigers, fight, fight, fight. Is that what we're going to do here? 1, 2, 3. LSU Tigers, fight, fight, fight. Let's go, let's go.
Rotation 1. LSU starts on vault. Florida on bars. Here's Megan Durning. She'll lead off. A 5'3" freshman from Roswell, Georgia. Walk on a year ago. She's now on aid, and they're looking for her to get things off to a good start.
And you could hear Coach D.D. Bro say, "We want to be even after this event." Landed a little bit close to the horse. It's a half twist on, half twist off front. It's only worth a 9.8 in the Coda points. I really want to get higher start values.
So Durning leads things off for LSU. Here's Carol Waterhouse for the University of Florida. Junior from Duluth, Minnesota. Sister Rachel on the soccer team at Florida. It's a great event for the Gators. They're the number 1 ranked bars team in America.
This is a great event for them. Very, very consistent, very strong. They've got a good level difficulty. Double tuck, front dismount. Legs were pretty far apart on that. We call that a cowboy position. Tightens your rotation. You spin a little bit faster. And it's a little bit harder for the judges to see it from the side, but that's way out there, so that'll be a slight deduction.
Next up, the Fighting Tigers will send up Jade Jenkins. Jenkins, a sophomore from Germantown, Tennessee. 6 freshmen, 5 sophomores on the LSU Tiger roster this year.
I was actually mistaken. That last vault was worth a 9.9 in the Coda points. It scored a 9.675. This one's also worth a 9.9. Handspring front tuck with a half twist. A little bit low. You want to really see them up above the level of the horse.
Megan Durning got a 9.675. And we'll give you Jay Jenkins' score in a moment. Sherry Owens up next for the University of Florida. Florida goes 8 deep in this event. And they have some spectacular routines.
5'7". This is a tall gymnast, and you can use it to your advantage on this event, especially now that the bars go out so far. There's plenty of room for this long body to swing.
Waterhouse got a 9.275, so the pressure is now.
Cherie just joined the team Christmas and has earned her spot in the lineup, and a very difficult lineup to get into on the uneven bars for Florida. They're ranked #1 in the nation. They broke their school record on this event. It's now 49.675, a very big score. Oh. All right, not bad. That'll step it up a little bit, because keep in mind you can drop 1 low score, so we'll count the top 5 scores for each team on every event. Judges are looking for these nice straight bodies in the handstands, big release moves, and of course, the all-important landing on the dismount has to be perfect to get those huge scores.
Southeastern Conference Gymnastics will continue. LSU and Florida. We'll be back in a minute. Rotation #1 continuing. Dee Bro chatting with her #3 athlete, Lauren Campagnoni. She's a sophomore from Tampa, Florida.
An important member of this team. She is a very strong leader in the gym. Really is their biggest cheerleader. Keeps everybody up and going.
Jay Jenkins got a 9.7, so 2 good scores so far.
Handspring front pike. Big step forward. That's worth a 9.9. That means that's the highest that vault can score if it's done perfectly and with no deductions.
She's been training a pike half in the gym, but she's only doing the pike here.
All of these teams are really trying to upgrade their difficulty, particularly on the vault, to get those 10-0 vaults.
Lindsay Minor on the bars. Just before her, Sherry Owens went and got a 9.8.
Lindsay has been doing extremely well for Florida. Very consistent gymnast. Nice, unique work on the uneven bars. So many of the routines start to look alike. A few little different elements in here. Got to clean up the form just a little bit. Got a little bent arms on the cast. Little leg breaks here and there. And again, another different looking dismount. So it's kind of a breath of fresh air for the judges who are used to seeing the same skills over and over, to see a different variety. You have to time this just right. It's a clear hip. Well, she'll pass through the handstand, or from the giant swing, pass through the handstand, then pop off her hands into a back somersault.
LSU's Lauren Campagnoni got a 9.775, and here is Ricky LaRue, 5'2" freshman, one of the 6 freshmen from Crawfordsville, Florida.
A lot of twisting going on in this vault. No flipping, a handspring with a double twist. So you'll see, difficult vault technically. She over-rotated it. You really wanted to see her to hang it up in the air to get that twist in with her back level to the floor. She gets her feet coming down right here as she finishes the twist. So it really sends her forward on the landing.
Her coach says she will be an All-American by the end of the year. Well, we shall see about that. Back to the bars, and Orly Smooch. Smooch, a sophomore from Los Angeles, has won 5 event titles so far this year.
Very strong anchor to this team. When they broke their school record on this event, scoring 49.675, she went 9.95.
Minor got a 9.775, so 3 outstanding scores for Florida already.
Assistant coach Randy Lane has done a really fine job with these athletes on the uneven bars. He's the main coach for this event, And he's so up and positive and keeps them believing. It's really raised their level of confidence. Nice tuck double. Wasn't extremely difficult, but it's so nice to see that perfect form. You leave no room for deductions. And that's the name of the game in college gymnastics. Don't give them an opportunity to take a deduction. She squeezes her legs together. Really works on her form. And the dismount, as I said, it's not difficult, but look how perfectly her legs are together, and she just nails it.
Lindsay Minor got a 9.775 as we wait for the score for Orly Smooch. As we do, let's go back to the vault. Brittany Brown is ready. Ricky LaRue a moment ago got a 9.8. So Durning 9.675, Jenkins 9.7, Campagnoni 9.775, and LaRue 9.8. So 4 solid scores. Looking for a big one here.
Nice tight competition going on here. Handspring front pike with a half twist, low landing. She pulled it around, but she was a little off center, meaning she landed to the side of the mat instead of dead center and landed with her chest low. Watch right here. She gets hung up a little bit in the air on the rotation and really drops quickly. See how low her head is there, and then has to step off to the side. Those will be the main deductions. But it is worth a 10.0, so it's good difficulty.
Back to the bars. Set for Kristen Stuckey. Orly Smooch's score just reported a 9.85 for Smooch. The best of the competition on bars for Florida so far. Here is Stuckey. And of course, if you'd followed college gymnastics, you know her story. 7 knee operations in her Florida career. She has just come back, and she is an amazing athlete.
She is a great story. A real perseverance, working herself back into the lineup and doing extraordinarily well. Great work on this event. She has a career high of 9.975 and is tied for 12th in the ranking nationally on this event. This is the type of athlete coaches love to work with. Never say die, just keep plugging away. Very emotional to see her competing again and landing on that leg. Both legs, both knees. Amazing.
So good routine for the junior Kristen Stuckey. Back to the vault in LSU. Brittany Brown has gotten a 9.75, and here she is, Wonder Woman, April Burkholder, the talented freshman from Houston, Texas.
This is a Yurchenko laid out with a full twist. It's an easy vault to stick if done well.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And she did it easily. When you set this vault up well, as she did, you really block it up in the air, get your twist in, nice laid out position, and spot the ground. This will be a big score for them. It's worth a 10.0. She squeezed her legs together. Oh, boy. There it is.
Hey, she got a 10.
Nope.
One judge gave her a 10.
Gave her 10. Let's see.
Let's see what the other judge does. Turn it around. Will she get it? No, not quite. Back to the bars. Brittany Brown got a 9.75. Make that Stuckey got a 9.9. Here is Erin Pendleton, who got a 10 on this event last week. Burkholder gets a 9.975, so almost.
She just does beautiful work on the bars. Very tight form. An exciting moment when she scored that 10. You can really see the type of form that it takes. Whoa, oh! Almost had the landing. Boy, when it...
There have only been 4 10s scored in the country this year. 9.975 once again for Burkholder. And Pendleton awaits her score. So a solid first rotation for both LSU and Florida. As they battle it out, we expected close competition. So after the first rotation, Florida on bars scores a 49.150. LSU on vault, a 49 even. The Gators with a slight lead after the first rotation. Will come back. Rotation number 2 is next. Stay with us. Chris Marlowe, Kathy Johnson-Clark back at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. Florida with a slight lead over LSU after one rotation. The Florida coach is Rhonda Fain in her first year. She took over for longtime head coach Judy Markell. Rhonda was an assistant at Nebraska and Maryland and a member of the 1988 Olympic team, an alternate, where she learned a lot under Bella Caroli.
Absolutely. She was a great gymnast in her own right. Very strong, very powerful, very consistent. And I think that's what she brings to this Florida team. Every single day in practice, she has the same energy level, the same expectation. She's positive, she's up, and she's brought the confidence up of her team.
Hired to take the program to the next level. She said the support at Florida is unbelievable, that she should have a good chance within the next 2 or 3 years to win a national championship.
Yes.
So Florida now is on vault, their weakest apparatus, and LSU on bars.
Much better than in her warm-ups.
Erin Dooley.
She was landing a lot lower on that vault in the warm-up, so she's very happy with that.
Sophomore from Gaithersburg, Maryland. And now LSU on bars will lead off with Ricky LaRue. They hope she's going to be an all-arounder by the end of the year. Big surprise this season so far.
She competes 2 events for LSU. Has done well so far and just gets better each competition. Scored a 9.825 in the last competition on this event.
Another one of those talented freshmen, 6 in all for head coach Dee Bro.
Not a bad routine, a great landing. That was the best part, which of course is very, very important. She was over a little bit past vertical on her pirouetting moves, which are those handstand moves where they turn on their hands.
Bob Moore and Philip Ogletree are the male assistant coaches for Dee Bro. You'll see them.
Not a very difficult dismount, but whoa, can't do the landing too much better than that.
So congratulations to LaRue. We go back to the vault. Erin Dooley led off with a 9.875. So Amanda Stroud goes next, freshman from Blue Springs, Missouri.
She has upgraded the level of difficulty on this vault. Ooh, gosh. Seemed like that jarred her a little bit on the landing.
That's really a
common
theme for Florida. The difficulty upgraded on all events under head coach Fain.
Absolutely. It's so important to get the start value up to that 10-0 level. You just start at a disadvantage otherwise. So she's really pushed hard for those.
Back to the bars. The Tigers, we're still waiting for the score from LaRue. While we wait, Annie Gagnon, a sophomore from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Her coach describes her, she's got a lot of style and panache. You know what that is? Panache is...
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, some good stuff. 9.8 for LaRue. Just posted 9.8. And here comes the Canadian.
She's had a little bit of a bone bruise in her ankle.
Yep.
And hampering her. Had a very rough meet against Auburn. Fell on both bars and beam, but it's also those experiences that give you what you need to come back. Yeah, you got builds character. You come back, you figure out what's wrong, fix it.
Once again, 5 out of the 6 scores are utilized. So far, no major slip-ups by either team.
Main deduction, a little loose in the swing. You can see legs slightly apart. But overall, not bad. They're hitting their routines. They're hitting them well. And as the season progresses, the thing Dee Bro wants to see is just getting tighter, more consistent with the form, getting it really, really tight. See, that's where the pirouette's a little bit past handstand, playing a little bit safe, and she came down. You can see that heel. Hopefully that isn't the one that's hurt. He'll hit the bar a little bit.
LSU's high score this year is 196-625, and they're off to a great start. Orly Smooch is ready to roll. Amanda Stroud got a 9.85, so Dooley 9.875, Stroud 9.85.
Very nice position in the air. A little over-rotated. Playing a little bit safe.
Smooch, the 2002 SEC Freshman of the Year, will give you her score when we come back. Welcome back. Continuing in rotation 2. There is Dee Bro, the longtime coach for the LSU Tigers.
Come on, Cal.
Her assistants Bob Moore and
Nice
Philip
job,
Ogletree. And Dee Dee really energized with this young team that she has. Exciting, talented, and a lot of room to improve.
I think she likes the fact that they're very even across the board. They don't have, you know, a best event and a worst event. They're pretty even across the board and have lots of room for improvement. She sees where they can improve. So that's exciting for a coach.
Kelly Lee, 4'11" from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We're still waiting for Gagnon's score. They're still debating it. And Kelly Lee set to go. Ankle surgery a year ago, so she's doing bars. But you have to worry about one thing, and that is the landing.
I think the reason they're taking a little time with these scores, Coach Rhonda Fain had put in an inquiry for one of the bar scores, and they're the top scoring bar performers in the country. And they scored a little bit lower, so they want to make sure that the judges stay consistent, don't get up high on LSU.
9.775 for Gagnon. So that puts a smile on her face. And we're setting ready for Kelly Lee, spelled L-E-A. But it's Lee. Talk about her fundamentals, Kathy, that she has great fundamentals.
Technically, form, unfortunately, is very loose throughout the whole routine. She flexes her feet, and those are just going to add up. As you can see, almost every single skill. She's almost crunching her toes instead of extending and pointing. It really breaks the line. It's something the judges are going to see. But the swing is good, nice and fast into a beautiful, that's the best part of the routine. I just found a very stretched double layout. That was nice. Got to work on the form.
She's improved in every meet this year. She's had up to a 9.875. I'm not sure if she'll get that for that routine. We'll see.
And see, form is something you can work on. At least it's not a skill she has to learn to upgrade the level of her routine. You just tighten those legs and point your toes a little harder.
A terrible warm-up.
Terrible warm-up, but okay.
Hey, you know what the name of the game is? Hitting your routine. You can't do any better.
Waterhouse is very good on this event.
Whoa, very good landing. Every time she does that vault, I have to squirm a little. Her hands, though, on the horse are, best way to describe it, a little squirrely. They kind of slide a little bit. It's hard to get a really good block. She's not, just pulls it around, but boy, she knows how to land.
Kara Waterhouse, you are working the number 4 position. And then we'll go back to the bars. Kelly Lee got a 9.725, so a 9.8 for LaRue, a 9.775 for Gagnon. Lee gets a 9.725. So LSU performing very well at home so far. April Burkholder set and ready. Burkholder from Houston, Texas.
Already had a great deal of success in her just started collegiate career. And I'm sure they expect even bigger things from her.
Rhonda was telling me she overthrew the bars last week. She had a slight fall on beam, so she's hoping for a spiffy routine here.
Really nice form throughout. Whoa, slung that out.
Oh.
That was going to be hard to stick.
Is that part of the celebration when she leaned back, or did that cost her a 10th?
Oh no, she was using everything she had to keep her feet from moving on the mat.
Did a nice job of camouflage there on that
Absolutely.
landing.
You get those arms up, you distract the judges from your feet if they have to slide just a little bit. The quicker you can get those arms up. And then she just kind of quickly turned to salute the judges. So it wasn't a bad landing, but she definitely pinged this out there. Out of our screen almost. Boy.
Look at that. Oh, yeah. She's won 11 event titles in 4 meets, so she is doing very, very well as the star for Dee Bro. Set for Lindsay Minor on vault. Kara Waterhouse just reported a 9.8. So Florida putting up some nice scores on vault with their weakest apparatus. Here goes Minor.
Oh. Kind of a low land. It looked like her ankle even popped out a little bit, but it seems fine. That's a pike front half worth a 10.0. Her hand slid across the horse just a little bit. Didn't get a really good block. So she finished with her head well below the level. And you saw that left ankle. I was afraid that might have hurt a little.
Second
she's
team
young.
All-America a year ago, and she is...
That's all right. It's okay. At least you stayed with it. Good.
Exactly. Did you hear that? You
Yep.
stayed with it. It wasn't a great pre-flight. Her hands were not on securely. She couldn't get a good block. But you hang with
Really
it.
good stretch into your round off.
Lindsay Beto, the junior from Tampa, Florida, is up next. The bar scores once again coming in rather slowly. And we're still waiting for April Burkholder. Let's see what Burkholder got. Here it comes, 9.775. 9.775 for Burkholder. So Lindsay Beto, one of the veterans. Boy, a junior is a veteran.
Ranked 17th nationally on this event.
Florida with a slight lead in the meet. But LSU performing well. Beto has been in the top 3 in every meet this year.
Nice hop to Eagle Giants there. Seeing more and more of those in collegiate gymnastics. As you watch this event, watch for all of the elements to finish in and start in a handstand, right in vertical. Tuck double back with a very good landing. They don't have the level of difficulty as the top teams in the nation, but they're doing their job. They're hitting their routines, which, as Dee Bro said, that's all you could expect. And they're getting better and better each meet.
There is a relatively new vaulting table now that is used in women's collegiate gymnastics, and sometimes they call it the tongue or the potato chip, but it's very effective. And people like it.
Affectionately known as the tongue.
Yep.
You know what? It gives you much more room for error. I'm sure there's a sweet spot in there that you like to be on, but it's not as scary. You don't have that small, narrow space that you have to get your hands on to block.
Minor got a 9.75. Here's Cherie Owens.
It's really opened up the door to do more difficult vaults in college. Whoa.
Touched her hands. That will cost her a minor deduction.
Yeah, she really just got hung up, lost the rotation on that vault. Right there, tucked in too soon. Really need to pull it in tighter, especially for this tall, long body. She's 5'7". Right after she blocks, she needs to pull her knees in and really get in a tighter tuck.
What do we say? Anytime you anticipate, you reach for the ground, what does that mean you're already thinking you're doing? Falling, exactly. You've got to be a little bit more confident with that. But that was a good try. You tried to get laid out, but you just got a little anxious with this.
Here is Catherine Hilton. A great story. She didn't make the opening road trip. In fact, they had no room for her to practice with the regular team. So she trained at night with a club team and worked and worked and worked. And now on bars, she is the anchor of the team. They call her shoo-shoo, which is a Cajun term for the firecracker that sometimes will not go off. Will she hit or will she?
It's amazing, Chris. I mean, that was the second year in a row. She tried last year to walk on. Then again this year. I mean, that's determination. Very nice height on that reverse hecht.
Beto got a 9.825, so the door is open. 5 good scores. You can let it all hang out.
A little bit short of her handstands. But she's hitting. Boy, pretty toe point throughout and a good landing.
Nighttime training will do that for you. She gets a team hug. Oh, yeah.
So you got to love these long, lean lines on bars. And I love the way she squeezed her legs together, toes pointed.
Dee Bro, and she likes what she sees. Nicely done. Florida's Cherie Owens gets a 9.2, so they'll throw that score out. Catherine Hilton for LSU gets a 9.8. So at the end of the second rotation, Florida scores a season-high 49-175 on vault. The Gators have the lead over LSU. More Southeastern Conference Gymnastics after this. Welcome back to the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. Southeastern Conference Gymnastics after 2 rotations. Florida leading LSU by 3.5 tenths of a point. Dee Bro in her Sixth season, she is the dean.
Loud hands and aggressive beam.
The dean.
Never look at the floor. Focus on the
Southeastern
beam.
Conference coaches.
All right.
SEC
Come on,
Coach
Mandy,
of the
get
Year
in here. Let's go.
4 times.
Ready, let's go. Hit beam. 1, 2, 3. Hit beam! Let's go.
Her best
All right,
placing
let's go.
ever,
Let's get back,
1988, when she finished 4th. But last year, she had her best teams in terms of high score. And so she is looking forward to this year.
It's important to note that they're missing Kristen Uransky.
Yeah.
They're a very strong junior, All-American on bars last year. Big loss for them. Hoping to get her back by the next competition. She had shoulder surgery in the offseason. And Brooke Cazo, one of their highest, most consistent bar performers last year, but is just not consistent in the gym right now, so they can't put her in the lineup until she really shows what she can do during warm-ups.
All right, as we set for the start of the 3rd rotation, LSU has moved to the balance beam, and Florida is on floor exercise. LSU Tigers ranked 16th in the NCAA. That's pretty good, but this is their weakest apparatus. If you look at the scores, we start with Lindsay Beto, junior from Tampa, 5'3". Does it help to be a little person on beam, be a shorter stature?
I think with the change in all the apparatus that the gymnasts now have a little more range in there where they can be taller.
Okay.
Years ago, it used to be, boy, the smaller the better. But actually, long lines look gorgeous on this event. You just have a higher center of gravity.
There you go.
So there's the trade-off. But there's been some beautiful, very tall, well, tall for gymnastics. 5'4" is tall for gymnastics.
Yeah.
Beautiful balance beam workers.
Lindsay Beto had a 9.825 on bars. Struggles there.
Really missed that handstand. Unfortunately, she needed to really hit that right-in handstand and balance. It's the hardest event to be aggressive on. It's something that just comes with experience, more and more competition. Doing it in training, but also knowing how to compete and being aggressive, not holding back. Really focusing on the beam. Not letting the pressure build. Okay, not a bad job. She hung with it.
Lindsay Beto for the LSU Tigers. They lost a little bit of focus right in the middle of the routine.
Saw her hit this so much better and work out. That is almost just like a panic. It's not, you got to attack it. And it's one of those kind of, it's a choke move basically, and you just got to practice it, get used to do it in competition, and really go for the handstand.
My switch style felt real good, and
It was very good.
I got
very
like,
good.
excited kind of
Well,
thing.
you jumped and did that early split thing instead of putting your hips where they need to be. Okay?
You know, Dee Bro told me earlier this week, said one of our problems with our team is we have too much adrenaline some of the time, and it really hurts us. And she was just talking about that. I was just too pumped up for that one. Here's Jenny Caro for Florida, 5'2" senior from New Berlin, Wisconsin. Lindsay Beto got a 9.7. 9.7 on beam to lead off. Included in almost every Florida routine.
Had to work a little hard on that last tumbling run, but a clean exercise. And this is an event where Rhonda Faden really wants to see them do what they're capable of doing. They've done great on bars. They've had a great vault rotation, but she says they've yet to really put together floor. So maybe this will be the competition. See, she was a little low on that last move. Really had to work to get it around.
Yeah. All right. Beautiful. Front to double pike in the warm-ups. Exact same thing. Really aggressive and confident. And good stand-up, getting that kind of like layout pike.
Megan Durning is up. We gave you Lindsay Beto at 9.7, so Durning hoping to surpass that mark and build. For those of you new to gymnastics, the balance being just 4 inches wide.
Judges looking for these combinations of skills. It's one of the ways the gymnast can earn bonus, by combining elements back to back. No hesitation in between.
How long can a balance beam routine last?
Maximum of a minute and a half, minute 30.
Okay.
You get close, you get a little bell warning that gives you 10 seconds to dismount. Okay, so far they've hit 2 routines.
Back to the floor. Jenny Carroll led off with a 9.775. So Erin Dooley up next.
Erin Dooley.
You heard her coach say, do the front through to pike double just like in warm-ups. A little bit more adrenaline when you salute the judge and step out. Something you have to take into account. There it is. Well done.
Fractured her leg a year ago warming up for the Super 6 and now is recovered.
Former elite gymnast, national team member. You can really see the polish that you so often see from that level gymnast. Very nice. It's nice to hear different kinds of music, too.
Erin Dooley with her routine.
So many of the college gymnasts are drawn to the same kinds of music, and they start to sound the same. But I think Rhonda really wants the variety.
There's the Gator Chomp salute. And we await her score. So back to the balance beam. Lindsay Beto got a 9.7. Megan Durning got a 9.8. So she improved it by a 10th. And now Lauren Campagnoni is up.
Audience always loves that skill. Here's her acrobatic series. Very aggressive on the landing. Very confident, very sure on this event.
one of the co-captains on the team. A sophomore. She's an experienced veteran.
Very solid routine.
Lauren Campagnoni. We're going to step aside for a moment. Third rotation will continue. Florida and LSU battling it out. Second home meet of the season for the LSU Tigers, and they take on 7th-ranked Florida. This is Jade Jenkins. If you just joined us, LSU is on the beam. Florida is working on the floor exercise. And here's the talented Jade Jenkins, sophomore from Germantown, Tennessee. And coach told me, watch, maybe not in this exercise, but she really can jump, really can tumble, got all kinds of skills.
She competed in vault and beam last year as a freshman, and then for the first time competed in the all-around in their season opener and won. She's also become somewhat of a leader in the gym because of her work ethic, working very hard, and they see how it paid off winning the all-around.
Yeah, really had a disappointing season for her last year and really rededicated herself to be coming back and doing well this year. Campagnoni got a 9.825, so 3 solid scores on beam already for LSU, and this routine looks even better.
Well, they are really building momentum over there. They're doing everything they can.
LSU hasn't been over 49 this year on vault. I mean, excuse me, on beam.
They've not been this consistent at all. They've really had problems on this event. So this is a huge, huge boost for them, showing themselves how to be aggressive and confident on this event and hit one routine after the other.
So an outstanding routine for Jade Jenkins. And we're back to the floor for Carol Waterhouse. So Florida has Jenny Carroll up with a 9.775, Erin Dooley 9.875, Amanda Stroud got a 9.825, and here is Waterhouse.
Pulled it out. And he's just buckled a little on that landing.
Jade Jenkins, a season-high 9.85 on beam for LSU.
Very nice. I have to believe that one of the biggest impacts that Rhonda has had on this team is her choice of music and choreography for these floor routines. Rhonda was a competitor for Val Condos at UCLA, which is what they did best, and I'm sure she's taken that onto this team, and it's nice to see. It's like breathing fresh air, seeing different types of choreography, hearing different types of music.
So Waterhouse expecting a good score. Let's go back to the balance beam where LSU has been on fire. Taryn Martin Jack, freshman from Largo, Florida.
Three elements back to back. Judges are looking for that kind of difficulty. We see a lot of two elements combined in the acrobatics.
Didi Burrow was telling me this week that she hasn't performed up to her capabilities, but she has the talent to score 9.9s on a lot of events. Is the key focus, do you think, for a young woman like her?
It's a combination of so many things that just come together, particularly on this event. You can put in all the training in the world and still not be able to compete. So it's really both being able to control your nerves and, you know, use your talent, but also put the work in the gym. You've got to do the work in the gym and then be able to lay it on the line when it counts.
She's had some falls in practice, which have kind of hampered her consistency and confidence.
Whoa, way off to the side, but she pulled it out.
She landed on her feet for sure.
Probably wouldn't have seen that as much if we're sitting off to the side like the judges do, but with our view right off the end of the beam, it really went off to the side and then she pulled it back on.
Next up for the Gators, Lindsay Weiner.
So Didi Burrow knows her team doing well on beam.
Hey, cut yourself some slack. Somebody that 2 weeks ago couldn't have landed that if it was like drawn in a perfect picture. At least you're throwing it right. That you could have.
Back to the floor. Kara Waterhouse a moment ago registered a 9.775, and here is Lindsay Miner. Miner from Englewood, Colorado, a senior, one of the tri-captains. Been very consistent on floor this year.
This is a new pass for this year. Front through to pike double back. Very nice combination.
Taryn Martin Jack, a 9.875, outstanding, despite the landing.
Recently set a career high on this event, a 9.925, after scoring a 9.9, tying her best mark 8 times. Finally broke it.
Finally punched her way through.
Yeah, she set it first in her freshman year, so it took her a while, but I bet it was worth it.
For LSU,
Lindsay Miner.
Martin Jack.
Good.
9.875.
Rhonda Fain, the head coach, Randy Lane and Paul Colombo, the assistants. And now the final performer for LSU. By my computations, they already have scored a season high. They have 5 outstanding scores. And now, here is April Burkholder. So, Burkholder is out.
Two layouts right here.
Beautiful.
Very well done.
Four scores already for LSU, over 9.8. And Burkholder trying to come through. Lindsay Miner, we can tell you got a 9.9. Miner a 9.9. Remember, she fell on beam last week. So far, she's been perfect.
Boy, this has to be one of LSU's best beam performances. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. She hit that beautifully in warm-up. Oh my gosh, it's called a sheep jump. You arch back, look back towards your feet. It's a very difficult jump, but I never expected that. She's not going to be happy with that. That's too bad.
Disappointing routine for Burkholder, but still LSU is going to have their best score.
Boy, and they really had it going. Now that they can drop a low score. Oh,
yep.
You know what it's like? She panicked a little bit in the air. You could see her flex her feet in the middle of the jump. And whether she was off on the takeoff, that's hard to say. Only she knows that. Oh.
Dee Bro's crew is going to finish with a 49 plus.
Get that out of our system. It's done, right? We hit from now on, right? Okay.
A fall last week and a fall this week. So Burkholder trying to get her confidence back. Now the final performer in this rotation, Orly Smooch of Florida. Smooch is ready to go. You have the option whether to use a extra landing pad on floor exercise. Two all-around titles for Orly this year.
The way she performs this routine. Facial expression, very well choreographed. I think somebody needs to speak to LSU's band up there. Get a little bit of heckling.
Didn't bother Orly Smooch, the sophomore from Los Angeles.
No, I think it just makes them feel better when they do hit. It says.
The band doing the chomp. So LSU's April Burkholder gets a 9.4 after the fall. Florida's Orly Smooch converts with a 9.925. So after 3 complete rotations, Florida 147.625, LSU 147.025. The Gators with a 0.6 of a point lead. We'll be back. The 4th and final rotation is coming up. Back at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, set for the 4th and final rotation. Chris Marlowe and Kathy Johnson Clark, Florida, with a 0.6 of a point lead on LSU as we come to the final apparatus. Florida is on beam and LSU on floor. Alicia Ingram is set and ready to go. Just moments ago, Lindsay Minor fell. She fell off the beam and got a 9.1. There has been a little bit of heckling from the LSU student section and band, but I'm not sure how much that affected Minor. She just seemed to fall off.
Actually, unfortunately, it's been throughout the entire audience. And boy, I wish somebody would re-educate the gymnastics audience. There is no defense out there you're cheering. It's only one performer out there, and it's like cheering an unforced error.
But isn't that something we've seen in most of the SEC home arenas, that the home crowd cheers against?
Many of them. It's
the
only in the
team.
SEC that I see. I've been to gymnastics competitions all over the world, and it's unique to this, and they might be cool with it, but I'm not.
Well, the SEC, in their defense, they have the biggest crowds. They have the most vocal fans, dedicated fans, and so they love their teams, and they're trying to help them along, I suppose, in any way. You don't think that's
I've
cool?
talked to some of the coaches in the gymnasts, and it's like they're used to it, they prepare for it, but they shouldn't have to. I just think it has no place in gymnastics. It has no place in sport.
Alicia Ingram, a sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Transferred from Nebraska. Redshirted the 2002 season.
Had reconstructive shoulder surgery, as you said, out that year. And they say she's going to be an all-arounder next year. She gets her strength back. So
trying to get them back on track.
Get back on the beam after Lindsey Minor got a 9.1. Remember, you count 5 of the 6 routines, so pressure now on the rest of the Gators to go.
Next up for the Fighting Tigers, Lauren Campagnoni.
Chelsea Richard leading off on floor got a 9.825 for LSU, and now here's Lauren Campagnoni. A big score for Richard.
Boy, and in these head-to-head competition dual meets, you can really take advantage of the other team faltering. They're just opposite each other in the gym. They know what's going on. And LSU is really building momentum here. Enthusiasm and great crowd support. I'm all for that.
Yep.
When you're great, it's your home team, go for it.
Tiger crowd into it. LSU sensing that perhaps the Lady Tigers have a chance in this one. And Campagnoni hits. Let's go back to the balance beam. We're set for Orly Smooch. So Lindsey Minor Fell got a 9.1. Alicia Ingram went behind her and got a 9.8. With a 0.6 of a point lead, you would think that Florida would have to fall one more time at least for LSU to have a chance in the meet.
Very nice. A lot of pressure here, but this is the kind of gymnast you want in this position. He's very consistent, very steady. And if she's feeling nerves, you don't see it.
And he only got a 9.9, so the Tigers indeed putting on the heat. Florida's school record scores 197-10, set in the 1996 season. Kathy, you computed that they could theoretically eclipse that score with a big beam routine. They would have to get a 49-375. They've already got a fall, so everybody else has to hit and hit big.
Nope. Very solid routine. Step on the landing.
All right, so Orly Smooch gets a big hug from Rhonda Fain. Florida trying to hold off LSU. We're going to take a short break. We're coming back. More of rotation 4 in a minute. Back the 4th and final rotation here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Florida leading LSU by 0.6 of a point. Here is Erin Dooley on beam. Orly Smooch just recorded a 9.875. So
this is a potentially very big score for them. She's very clean on this event. It's a nice level of difficulty.
Had her best ever score just last week, 9.925, and couldn't the Gators use that right now?
I could see her getting a little nervous. She needs to like just buckle down here. She has the experience to do it. Very nice jumps. A lot of the jumps we've seen have not been at that 180-degree split, showing full amplitude. And that was right there. Very clean. Saw little nerves on that full turn right after her acrobatic series. But other than that, she was very, very solid.
To win the meet now, Florida just needs to be solid. Stay on the beam. I mentioned LSU. Rachel Franzella went moments ago, got a 9.875. So Richard 9.825, Campagnoni 9.9, Franzella 9.875. So LSU performing well on floor. This is Jade Jenkins.
She also shows a variety of floor musics and choreography.
Wow. Beautiful.
On the last landing, but she controlled it. They're performing well.
Jade Jenkins. Score on the beam for Florida's.
They're definitely doing everything they can.
Next on the beam for the Gators, Waterhouse.
Nice height on her double back. That was a very good landing. This last landing was a little bouncy. You got to really attack that landing. She got her feet a little too far in front of her and bounced backwards.
So Jade Jenkins, we'll give you her score in a moment. Back to the beam. Carol Waterhouse is ready. Erin Dooley scored a 9.9. So despite the fall from Minor, Ingram, Smooch, and Dooley hit. Now it's up to Waterhouse and then the anchor woman. That will be Kristen Stuckey.
Which is a very nice level of difficulty on this event. Second team All-American in 2001.
And maybe more importantly, performing well now. She had a 9.925 at Arkansas about a week ago. What's the highest score you ever got on balance beam? Do you remember?
995.
995.
And it was many moons ago. But thanks for asking.
I didn't ask you how old the score was. I just, how high was it? The voice of Kathy Johnson-Clark, the former Olympic medalist. Did you like beam?
I loved it. I loved it. There were times I hated it, but I definitely loved it. It epitomizes gymnastics. It's everything. It takes so much. Oh, just pulled it out. Tuck double back, one of the harder dismounts in the competition. But they are smiling now. They're finally back to where they need to be. Really had to work to get this one around, but work she did. She got her feet under and arms up as fast as she could.
All right, we are coming back. The final two performances. Stay with us. Brittany Brown set and ready. A 5'1" freshman from Wheaton, Maryland. Jade Jenkins just got a 9.925. So LSU looking to pop a big floor score, and they need Brittany Brown to come through.
Wow, that's pretty. Pike double back way up in the air. and her leaps could have been a little bit closer to 180. You know, really showing that full flexibility in the air. But enough to be happy about it. And having some fun with the dance. This was the highlight of the routine. High pike double back. Here's where she had a little bit of trouble. Really had to work on this landing. Almost didn't make it around. Just need to pull a little bit farther, but kept her hands off the mat.
Hey, get your warm up on, baby. You're all right.
We'll give you Brown's score in a moment. The final performer on balance beam for Florida, Kristen Stuckey, and she needs to hit because Florida already has a biff. So you can count 5 of the 6. Stuckey is great. Waterhouse got a 9.775, and here we go.
That's pretty. Could have gone a little bit lower. It's called a plant. It's a nice strength move, also showing the flexibility. Very, very nice. Difficult. It's called a no-noti. Half twist into a front handspring, tumbling out of a back handspring. Very elegant on this event. Extremely flexible.
Look at that.
Oh, and up on releve quickly at the end. Really amazing that she is performing this well on this event. Amazing. She has not done beam. Hadn't done beam.
Yeah.
February of 2000.
It was over 1,000 days, 1,050 days, something like that.
And to compete so well, forget that she can do the skills that she does, but to compete and be that solid and that sure.
So Kristen Stuckey with a fine routine, and now the final performer of the meet, April Burkholder for LSU.
We really saw her down after balance beam.
Yeah.
An unfortunate fall, one I don't believe she expected at all. Beautiful full twisting double back, one of the hardest skills in the competition. Just stayed in bounds by a toenail. Nice comeback for April. This is what team gymnastics is all about.
Yep.
Through the course of the year, it's a long season, a lot of competitions. They have a miss, they come back strong, they pick up for each other. It's what it's all about.
So Burkholder, after a fall on balance beam, comes back big on floor. So Florida wins it with a 196.950. LSU scores 49.475, a season high on floor. The Tigers get a 196.50, their second highest score this year. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up right after this.
result here in Baton Rouge. Florida defeats LSU in Southeastern Conference Gymnastics by 4.5 of a point. Florida is now 11-2 overall, 3-0 in Southeastern Conference play. LSU drops to 6-2. The Tigers are 1-2 in the SEC. Orly Smooch wins the all-around. Our congratulations to her. For Kathy Johnson-Clark, I'm Chris Marlowe. So long. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.